I request everyone to wear a mask, please. Yes. A pleasant evening and warm welcome to one and all present here. Today we have with us Mr. Prashant Sinha from BITS Bilani, Hyderabad. We welcome you, sir. Few lines about speaker. Having had more than a decade of experience in various domains like business development, IPO management, knowledge management, startups, technology transfer, and negotiation. Mr. Sinha also has hands on experience in leading a number of entrepreneurial education programs. He has proactively organized several events to promote innovation, entrepreneurship, and IT awareness among students, SMEs, industry experts, and innovators. He has successfully managed media for various startups and innovative technologies, and thus he created a measurable traction. His core strength includes one, at a not for profit organization, a consulting firm, and government funded program that falls under India Startup Initiative. India Startup Initiative. Sir, I take this moment on behalf of my OnPassive family to thank you for accepting our invitation and gracing your presence this evening. Thank you. Sir, I hand over this dais to you. Please come.
Thank you so much. So, Saturday evening. Uh, so, thank you so much. I know Naresh. Thank you so much, Naresh. And everybody, it was a nice welcome note. Something I also forgot. So, I'll just go on LinkedIn and update myself at what else I have been doing. So, thank you so much, people. Thank you for taking time to listen. So I have some little experience in the startup space. Past 15 years, almost I have devoted myself. We started my career as a researcher. Did my MTech, got an opportunity to do PhD. Just a informal offer from one of the research organizations. But I thought research commercialization is something which gives me a kick. So Salman Ka kick everybody has seen. So that kind of kick I used to get for understanding research and what is the commercial activity. So tech transfer is something. I did my intellectual property rights course from IIC Bangalore. That time I understood what this technology transfer is. Not in detail, but fortunate enough to be part of the startup ecosystem. And now as by education, I am a biotechnologist, bioinformatist, but all these years got an opportunity to interact with a lot of startups. I have been part of Vibrant Gujarat, made a coffee table book for them. Screened, I don't know, means number giving 8,000 startups I have interacted. I have trained through my education programs close to 15,000 people, maybe more. But these all initiatives were there to evangelize when a lot of people are sitting out here. So I'm a firm believer that you manage your resources well, then that ecosystem will sustain. So ecosystem, that's not like the environment ecosystem, I'm talking about the startup ecosystem. So how it has to sustain. So when I was talking to Naresh, so Naresh told me, why don't you speak on what startup is, why startup? Is it important or not? So I'll be biased. I know my bread and butter is startup. I'll be biased. I'll tell everybody to become a startup. But we need people, trained people out there. So my agenda when I work in an incubation center is not just to mentor startup, give them resources to do it, but to also give them an opportunity wherein trained people go to them. So through that, artificial intelligence and the big major technologies. And maybe I have a very soft corner towards the SME units also. My father is has a SME unit. I understand the programs, have seen that. So I want to sustain, and this the word sustenance is something which is very close to my heart. Whatever I plan my day or I do for a startup ecosystem, sustainability is always there in mind. How it should sustain any collaboration. Means like if I'm interacting with somebody on a collaborative approach, how it should be sustainable. It shouldn't be that that guy is losing something or I am losing something. There should be a win-win relation always. So that win-win relation and networking that happens, that makes a good ecosystem. So that ecosystem is a hub and spoke model. It can be an idea somewhere, and there can be spokes. I am one of the spokes here. Means like in the startup ecosystem, I run an incubator. I'm heading the technology business. So I run means I'm heading the technology business incubator at BITS Pilani. So just to understand the crowd, how many knows what is business incubation? Just raise hand. Okay, few of them. So startups, how many are aware of it? Startups, everybody is aware of it. How many are engineers here? Okay, quite all of them, most of them. Because I tell people that if you throw a stone in Hyderabad, it will hit an engineer. So a lot of engineers are here. So how many are data scientists? How many are into algorithm development and all? How many are into C, Java? Okay. So good, means like good to understand, means like you have a good team out here. So well, see, when we talk about startups in India, so it has been a decade when this terminology got famous. So that time I also joined this ecosystem, and then what is a startup? How different it is from a corporate? So let me explain you. I thought it would be a much of an interactive session. Let me give my perspective towards and not explain anybody. Give my perspective to it. Corporate is also a startup. Sometimes it was a startup. Bill Gates was a startup sometimes. But new companies, there is one is startup, one is SME, small and medium enterprises. If you go around here in Hyderabad, there would be small companies, there would be a supply chain company and all. So what is the difference here is innovation. Do you know what is the definition of innovation? Somebody? You can be loud, I can hear everybody. What is innovation? Huh? Yeah, opening of new ideas, good. Anything else? So I'll give you my perspective. It is something incremental in nature. Innovation is something incremental. It doesn't have a very complex meaning. It's very incremental in nature. Anything which is incremental means like, I give this very layman example to everybody. Somebody thought of making a cup or a glass, tea cup. Somebody thought of making, because it is used for hot beverages. So it was very difficult. You cannot use your hand to drink it. Somebody designed a cup sometimes back. I don't know when it was designed. But somebody else thought, okay, fine, it's a hot beverage. He added a holder to it. So that was a very interesting innovation that time. Wheel was developed, fire was developed. So something incremental in nature was what innovation is. So innovation is technically something which is very new, and that's how the startup word happened. Because the definition of Startup India, our Honorable Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi, on 16 January 2016 spoke about it. What's the startup is? He gave a lot of rebates. He gave a lot of a single window counter and things like that. A lot of things were there. He added a word innovation to any business. So any innovative business, I assume it is a startup. I have interacted with corporates also. Most of the corporates we interact, corporate has programs and all. So in that, innovation word is very important. If you don't innovate yourself, you will not be in a position to get into the competition what is happening. Because as we were discussing a while ago with your team, Naresh and all, that in that we were talking about what innovation component is, how you can do. There are many companies, there would be a problem statement. It's not like I tell people that it's a globalized economy now. whatever I am thinking out here or we are discussing right now, it might be possible somewhere around the world there would be 10 other people who will be thinking about it. So you're not the only one thinking about it. It's how diligently you come up with an idea. There would be a problem statement. You have to work around it. You have to make a very good proposition out of it. And how you solve that problem is something. So that's the innovative approach. There can be, I can hold my nose like this. I can hold it like this. So the shelf life of technology has decreased. There is one point. The shelf life of technology has decreased so much that we have to be very fast and furious. That's there, but you should be very much engrossed, very much diligent to solve that problem. There means like when I sit here, when we talk about the HRM system, maybe the artificial intelligence you are talking about, regularly, I think so, due to Corona, our students are not in the campus. Means like they're working from home, having an online thing. So online thing was happening before also, because in BITS Pilani we have a telepresence room. I've never traveled across the campus. We have 4 campuses. I've never went to Pilani campus because we had that technology, Cisco telepresence with us. But now the utility of online has now developed. Within the 6-7 months of time, 8 months of time, the utility has increased a lot. And that will improve, because technology is there. Technology, again, has a very different meaning to with different people. Like somebody says that if a lot of automation happens, there would be joblessness, decrease in job. I tell people it's not decreasing of job, it is repurposing of job. Somebody was doing something else, now we have to repurpose him to do something else. And there. So in that context also I say that this healthcare system and the insurance system and the government has a huge responsibility to do that. Government itself or any other, as an individual also we have to contribute. In our case, what I evangelize on or I talk to people is startups. How you can make a startup. How many people out here think that startup, they want to do a startup? Well, few of them. So that's few of them because a few of them come to us. We have 6,000-7,000 people in our campus, students in our campus. Out of them, only 0.5% people get in touch with us with a proposition, with a problem statement, and the solution for it. And they come to us. So that's good amount of people. Now I'll give you my experience sharing. When I have interacted with a lot of startups, few of the corporates. So who is who of the industry? So well, I was interacted with one of our good mentors for BITS Pilani, our incubation center. So he works for Microsoft. So one thing he told me that Microsoft is a huge corporate with worldwide presence, but whatever they do in the campus, whatever little project happens in the campus has a very much of startup mindset. How it can be done. Every project which is developed inside has something. He did not give me a terminology like it is a startup mindset, but what I understood and what I concluded was they have been leaders for any of the products here. So that's how it happens. So startup is something, startup, innovation and entrepreneurship. So entrepreneurs, who are entrepreneurs? Any idea? Yeah, please, go ahead. Huh? So definition, just we are having a conversation. So I thought a definition of entrepreneurs know what to do, how to do, and when to do. I know startups who come to us and then they say, sir, we want to do something like this. And so that has been done. I know startups who come to us and say that, sir, this is a problem statement, we are the first movers. I know means that 10 other people are doing that. So how to do and when to do. When I'll give you an example of one of our startups which we have incubated at our campus. It is a IoT based mask. So everybody is wearing a mask now. So what he has made is an IoT based mask. Like there is a quarantine center everywhere. Now the patient is there. It cannot be possible or humanly possible, as I believe, that every patient will have an attendant to itself. It can be that somebody is monitoring it from outside, somebody inside. Every 10 patient, there would be 1 people or 2 people, maybe, in a hospital. What he has developed is a IoT-based device. So there is a ventilated kind of structure here. There is a IoT incorporated into it. There is an algorithm on your mobile, and remotely anybody can access it. So when we were interacting, when we started interacting, it was published in Hindu Business Line also. I'll share the link, you can share it with people. So it was published in Business Hindu Line. So, well, we had a lot of mentors who came to us, we interacted with them. There were a lot of technology experts into IoT who came to us. Then there is one conclusion we came into. He is way ahead time, that technology. If Corona was not there, this technology wouldn't have developed. One thing is for sure, it would have been developed. Somebody would have developed this. I don't say it cannot be developed. It would have been developed after 5 years. Now, that guy came with a proposition that we want to cater to Corona patient. Now we started interacting, brainstorming with experts, mentors and all. Then they said, one of the mentors of ours, very big who is who for medical devices, this is a very important technology for defense. So that kind of thing an incubation center brings into a startup. Incubation center is a place wherein you have shared cost. I'll give you a layman example that if you are a pharmaceutical company and you want to do some research, one electron microscope, if you require that, will cost you 5 crores. You come to our incubation center, in BITS Pilani, we have an electron microscope. You can just pay and use it. So that is a share cost. Everything would be shared. Everything would be cheaper. Not every company can buy its own. Like your company would be using some cloud server. So that cloud server, you can create your in-house, you can have big servers, but that's not the concept. Now after some years, this mainframe servers would be obsolete. Cloud would be there would be many parties who will be doing that. So that way this incubation center works. If you need some help as a mentor, you may be expert into 1 thing, 2 thing, 5 thing. There are 10 different other things you have to be. You have to form a team. So incubation center plays a very important role there. When you decrease the cost of the startup in making. As you decrease the cost, the end product will be cheaper. It can grow faster. You can have 10 different people around you who can help us. First 5 people is your friends and family. Somebody will give you money, somebody will give you gyan, somebody will help you in 10 different things, somebody will help you in networking of people. That all things come together and we form a family here at our incubation center at BITS Pilani. Or any other incubation center for that matter. It's not that we individually are doing. Any other incubation center throughout the world does that. 91 Springboard is something different kind of incubation center with a co-working space wherein you get a seat to sit. Like working from home, or everybody got bored of working from home. बहुत problem है यार, when they're working from home. It's best to go. So there are people who are working in an individual capacity. They need an office space where they can think. Nobody, no tension. घर में क्या हो रहा है वो tension we don't bring in. So that kind of atmosphere 91 Springboard brought. So our incubation center, there is an infrastructure, the first level. Next is mentorship. Third is money. Fourth is mentorship. Mentorship I have already told. Access to whatever it can be. Anybody coming to my incubation center, joining our program, if they need a cloud server, AWS offers $1,000 free credit for a year. Google offers $3,000 of credit. We can negotiate more if there is an important technology. Google would be very happy to work. AWS would be very happy to support that kind of thing. So these all things happens, and we have a very important role. Somebody says, "Arey, startup kuch nahi hota hai." Somebody says something different. Everybody has a perspective. When I go and interact with my family members, there are 2 people who says, "No, startup is important." There are 5 people who say startup is not important. What I see, my preference is that we cannot make everybody a startup, but the quantity of startup, because it has been that if you go do your studies in India, first thing when you are born, people say, "Arey, mera beta IAS banega," and that kind of. Everybody has seen Three Idiots movie. So that kind of atmosphere has. I know five of my startup. One of my startup, I'll give you. He had a very good proposition to make, but when he passed out, he was an alumni now. Now he's working with UBS. So when he was moving out of my incubation center, I told, "Arey, startup karo. After 6 months, you'll get a good thing." He said, "I have a 20 lakh rupees loan on me, and doing a startup, it is very risky. It is not means like the success rate is very less. So people have to take a risk. I don't know how many people can take how much risk here, but it is a risky business. You never know, because it's a there have been startups. Some of the case studies which I can have an experience, a first-hand experience of it, that they develop a technology which was there. That one big corporate had the same technology they were working on, so it washed off. That corporate said, "Okay, fine, we'll acquire your company." He said, "No, we'll do it on our own." They had a very huge, means already they had paying customers. Startup couldn't sustain in that. So there are multiple scenarios which can happen. It's just permutation and combination of problems that can happen with a startup. So there is a very risky. What we do, we try and improve the chances of getting a successful startup. So that our incubation center does. So innovation is something. Entrepreneur, you should have a right kind of attitude. So maybe next 2 months, I don't know, means like how that pans out. But we are coming. I'm trying to collaborate with one of our good guys in the HR domain, wherein there would be a set of skills we want to incorporate into an entrepreneur. Because I see startups who doesn't manage their resources properly. If they are co-founders, founders, they don't manage their finance properly. There have been a lot of case studies you Google on that. I know one startup, again, he received a good amount of money through a venture capital firm. First thing he did, he bought a BMW or a big car. Why a BMW? My brother is an entrepreneur and he's earning well. Okay, thoda bahut acha earning he does. So one day I told him ki yaar bhaiya, why don't you buy a good car? He said, "Why should I buy a good car? Car se kya karna hai? Office jana hai, office se aana hai, nothing else." He said, "Whatever, if I buy a big car for 50 lakhs, so chalo, we can buy it. But that 50 lakhs, if I introduce in the business, I can earn more." So that is one kind of attitude. I don't tell people that you don't have to buy BMW. Everybody should have an iPhone with him. BMW bhi hona chahiye. That's a dream. Lekin what is the time? How do you spend your money? How you manage your money? How you manage your ecosystem? So that is how a startup becomes successful. Any successful startup, what you see, Oyo was a startup, Flipkart was a startup, Amazon was a startup, Alibaba was a startup. No domain has been saturated till date. It's that you find the right problem statement which has a paying customer. There is one venture capital of mine, we know them, they help us a lot in our incubation center. One day we were just casually sitting in our auditorium and I just asked sir, what kind of startup you need? He said, "I am ready to talk to any startup who have paying customers." So there are people. There was one startup who approached us. He said, "Sir, I am from Himachal Pradesh. There is a lot of, what do you call that, drafting and all, what do you call, adventure sports." He said me, "Sir, we'll do this, that." I told, "Brother, it's already being done. Somebody is already doing it." No, he's very adamant. He doesn't want to listen. There are people who become very emotional to startups, your ideas. That's one set of people. They become very engrossed in their idea. No, this is what we can happen. They generally feel. You have to listen to people. I don't say people that I know everything and I can do, but I can get you meet 10 different people who knows better than what I know. They may know better than what you know. They may know what the real time scenario is there. So that kind of thing should be there. The openness to have a startup. You work for a company also. If you are an employee to a company, if you don't you are not open to ideas, you don't want to grow yourself, then you are a failure in your whatever you do. That openness should be there. There n number different things. So now I'll talk about what is the startup ecosystem all about. What are there? So first are startups. You should have good number of startups. Startups with a problem statement and a solution. Next is mentors. Next is venture capital. These all club together. There can be real-time experts who come and give you. There are hackathons. There are a lot of networking meeting which happens. My major part of the day happens into networking. So how good network you have, how you listen to them. I have seen startups who came to our incubation center with an idea. When they started, their idea was different. Now they are into a different direction. There was one startup which approached us. Unfortunately, I don't know what happened to that startup. They came with a drone technology. Drones. Drones are if you go on Amazon, you can buy a drone. Everywhere you can. Why indigenously develop it? But that was similar. I'll not go into the details of the technology. That there was only one line we changed in that whole presentation, and he was a happy guy now. Very happy guy. Because he was talking something different, which was very futuristic. We were talking, I generally tell people, goal is short term, vision is long term. So you should have a long term vision to whatever you do. Not a short term goal, we will do this, ये करेंगे, ऐसे करेंगे, ऐसा हो जाएगा. That's not like that. It should be that you should have short term goals. Short term goals should be there. As I was sitting in your office, Naresh, so there was some timelines written. This date this will happen, this date this will happen. So that are short term goals, but there should be a long term vision attached to it. If there is no long term vision to it, you are not a startup. Not even a startup, you're not an employee to the company. So that kind of vision should always be there. There has to be, it's not like I tell every people, someday one of the startups came to me. He told, sir, I got discouraged when I interacted with you. I told I was not trying to discourage you. I was just trying to tell you that you cannot be a good entrepreneur as per my knowledge. Go join some company, have an experience, then come back to it. There is one more thing, this passion word. Passion. I have a passion to start up. I have a passion to do this. I will have a passion to be an Olympiad. I have a passion. I have a lot of passions within me also to do whatever I can. The passion, if you know the Hindi meaning of it, is Junoon. So that's good, having passion. But if you're not diligent, Junoon kya hota hai? I mean, it's like you're mad about something. No, we have to do this. Madness is nothing. You should be very careful. At every stage, you have to be very careful. There has been some startups who are so emotional to our ideas. Even the venture capital, they tell, okay, fine, why don't you change like this and we'll get a good customer. They don't get into it. They don't listen to anything. So that all clubbed together, startup is something. Our Honorable Prime Minister gave us a target of 50,000 startup. It's achievable. Good startups. There are many problem statements. Even if you go to the deepest forest in India, there are a lot of technologies. I'll give you an example of one of the startups, a good friend of mine. He's based on in Ahmedabad. Traditional knowledge. I think so. Most of you sitting here would have this haldi and doodh when you were sick sometime, having some kind of infection in your chest. Your mother would have given you. So that is one traditional knowledge which has been coming, and everybody knows about it. But there are knowledges which are there in the deepest and remotest part of our country, which has been used for you cannot call it as a Ayurveda. Ayurveda is something which is documented. Everybody knows about it. Traditional knowledge, what I am talking about, there are set of people who know about it. There can be a Ved. Ved, you know? a local doctor who knows about this. If you go into this Ramayana and our scriptures, Sanjeevani Booty kind of stuff, there are few people that have that knowledge. I call it a very innovative startup. What they have done is they have acquired that knowledge. They went to that village. There is a Abhumka community is there. Abhumka is a name of the community which resides on the border of this Rajasthan and Gujarat in the jungle areas and all. That Abhumka community, they went and they have a very good amount of knowledge in terms of medical science and what kind of products can be used. They went, they first scripted that. They noted that what all the herb is there, what kind of herb can be. They have a collaboration with a agriculture institute. They got knowledge from them, this herb, shrub, or whatever it may, tree, bark, what is that? They documented the knowledge. Now what they are using, they are defining an innovative product. Some of the products are for veterinary use, of the products are for human use. So that kind of knowledge. So when I first listened 6-7 years back, so when he initially told me that okay fine, I'm working with tribal people, so that time I have this not so good common sense about अरे क्या करेगा, what it is, अरे ठीक है. But when I got engrossed, we started interacting with that group of people, then I came to a conclusion, it's a huge business. Now, organic farming, how many knows? Everybody here. Organic, if I tell you that the packet you have got is organic, I can charge a premium to it. Okay, so what is organic? You don't use chemical to it. That's a simple thing. But you know one thing, that our fields and lands, agriculture land, has been so tortured by chemical. There is traces of chemical, high amount of chemical which is there in the soil. If I grow something now, right now with doing bio thing, it can be that some regulatory authorities can give you a organic certification, but it's most likely that the amount of chemical is there in the land. You have to get it tested through some agriculture center and all. So that can happen. So he told me a very good thing, that Prashant, if you go to a remotest part of a jungle, you know that amla, everybody knows here, amla. So amla is something that grows in your farm. It has a very high vitamin C content. Vitamin C is a very important vitamin you should have. So if there is a amla tree in a jungle which has grown by itself, it would be pure organic. Convinced? Yes, ma'am. You want to ask something? Yeah? Yeah, okay. So that's the organic part. But I don't know what is the regulation, that how it can be certified. So he told me a very interesting part again. That's one more innovation to it. What is that? That is means like 70% of our procurement I do through that community, because they roam around the jungle, they bring that kind of stuff. So that organic certification automatically, I believe in him, and so that way it is an organic product which is coming, natural organic product. Don't have to give any kind of biocompost or anything to it. It's a natural organic product. So that way, ideas is not like that. Whatever, it's artificial intelligence is very interesting. Avengers, how many have seen that? Avengers, Reva, everybody, I've also seen. You know who is the AI component in Avengers? What is his name? Huh? क्या बोला? Jarvis. Jarvis. Huh? Yes? I don't know how this guy, the Iron Man, I don't know what is his name. So Stark, Tony Stark. So how he trained it, I don't know how many data sets he have. So that's a very interesting technology. Everywhere, it's very interesting. In my work profile, we get to interact with a lot of people. startups, interesting startup, bombarding of ideas to us. A lot of ideas bombard to me. When sometimes I'm sitting, I was recently part of this Chunauti program, and I was the part of the judging panel. Chunauti program has been run by STPI, Software Technology Park of India. So I was one of the judge to that program. In that, some and many other events I have been part of the judging panel. So I was one of the startup idea, he was talking about something, and I was not so convinced. My face was like, "Arey, kya bol raha hai?" Not convinced about the whole idea. But as soon as he saw my face, he said, "Sir, there is a AI component to it." Like, kya hai bhai? What AI? So now people have started using it very loosely. Everybody, every big data, blockchain, very big jargons, they have started using it very loosely. Anybody and everybody will now talk about AI. But how important it is, very important stuff. I'm not telling AI or any other, I'm not talking about it. But how you utilize it, how you can do it. There have been algorithms which has been developed. There are algorithms who are doing well. There are algorithms, they are in need of the feed of the good trained data sets. I don't know how many people have that kind of data with them, available with them, and how many knows how to manage that data. Yeah, how that good training sets I can feed to that, because it's automatic learning. There is a bot there, you need to train it. If I was a child, if nobody taught me how, like Mowgli, everybody knows Mowgli? Jungle Book. So Jungle Book, you see, very important, very good cartoon character. He stayed in a jungle, he became a wolf. Not became a wolf, but he started behaving like a wolf. So that kind of behavior is something which is very important. Whatever I teach to my algorithm or some hardware device, I taught him like that. It will behave the same thing. So how good you can manage it. People, startups are now, there are people who say that my personal belief is that problems can be anything. People, means like 90% of the training programs everywhere is happening into the next big thing, like artificial intelligence, big data, blockchain, robotics, IoT. So internet, I'll remove all this. Internet is the main thing. The best amount of data is available there. So these all training are happening. People have to be very, I don't know if I'm relevant here or not, but I know that there is huge amount of problem which are there in the rural part, urban part, and that has to be taken care of. Who will take care of it? Some leader, some entrepreneur, some startup who have to think about it. Just a few days back, I was there in my native place, Begusarai, Bihar, very important place in India. So there was a entrepreneur. We were interacting with him. So he said that there are technologies which is available abroad, but it is not available in India. So startup definition in India is not everything should be innovative. Everything should be means like innovation element is always there. See, like if we take an example of Flipkart. So Flipkart, Amazon are the companies. Amazon, I don't know if I'm right that Bansals were working with Amazon in US. I'm right? Maybe, I'm not sure. But what they did was they replicated similar kind of stuff in India. So when it was starting, I was very young. I was not working. I was not in that domain. I said, who is going to shop online? Now everything, every other thing you shop online. Now people are consolidating. Reliance has come up with the idea wherein small vendors who are not so techno savvy, how we can bring it on a platform. So technology is a very good terminology, and that is widely used. and everybody has become technology savvy. Now this mobile is everybody's hand in the remotest part. They have access to good internet, maybe better internet next year. Last year we did a program on 5G, wherein people were talking about 6G also, which is coming there. So internet connectivity is there. Now reaching out to people, earlier we have to go and meet them. Now you can do a WhatsApp call, Facebook call, anything, live, see. And if you want to touch somebody, hug somebody, you have to go there. Apart from that also artificial intelligence will do, I guess. That kind of feeling you'll get, I don't know. Means like, maybe, I don't know, means like means it's not there to laugh, this can be an important proposition. If somebody does like that, if I want to hug my mother right now, and somebody gives me a platform wherein I get the same kind of feeling, that's something very nice. Maybe I'll think about it, and in the next sometimes we'll discuss about it. That it's like, because when I started my career, I used to get nostalgic on a lot of startup ideas bouncing to me. Some of the ideas, it was so new that I couldn't also grasp. Arey, ye chalega ki nahi chalega? But it's a very futuristic thing. This will happen. But now, after listening to too many people, I generally tell people I have got a sixth sense now. That arey chalega ki nahi chalega? It's a gut feeling which happens. When you are into some domain, there would be a gut feeling. And any leader for that matter, any leader or project manager to a department who runs a company or an organization, they have that kind of gut feeling. Everybody sitting out there would agree to that you have all the knowledge to work on, but there would be some gut feeling, array, we have done it right, wrong. So that's how. So that's there. So now let me now talk about some artificial intelligence. Jarvis, everybody knows. So artificial intelligence, there was a very good example I saw somewhere. I'll share it with you. Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton. So last election, US elections. So what happened is, everybody knows about that election. Maybe 50% of them followed it. So one of the very renowned university came up with a artificial intelligence algorithm. They said it is more likely that Hillary Clinton will win. But what was the result? Donald Trump won. So there is a huge debate going on artificial and human intelligence. You are making, in some of the movies you will see, I, Robot was one movie I can recall in my days. I bunked my school to see that movie. So I, Robots, that you made a robot, now robot is ruling you. So that is one scenario people are thinking about. So you are only going to train, you are only going to destroy yourself. I'm not talking that ways, but I'm talking that AI is a very important pillar which will repurpose a lot of things which we have thought of. That predictive tool, now everything, every algorithm you use in your mobile or any app you use in your mobile, you just search about a mobile phone on your Flipkart. Next time you open it, only mobile phone ads would be there. So that is a small algorithm which is being used. There is again a company who has built this AI. I forgot the name of the company. It's an e-commerce company. So what they have built in, they will study your pattern of buying clothing, and then there is an algorithm, they will suggest you a t-shirt or a cloth which would be good look. Because when I buy for me, I have some taste. So that kind of predictive algorithm is there. What I see in a startup, see, I'm not an expert into AI, rather I don't know any coding. I only know name Python, very good word which is being now used. I know Java, C, C++, Perl. So these all things I know, but I don't know coding, how it is done, how you write the syntax and all. But I have seen that people, I'll give you a very layman example now. When you were in school, your teacher used to teach you, you have parents-teacher meeting. So what was that? That was a feedback mechanism to it. I have seen some of the startups which are very nascent. They don't talk about the feedback mechanism to it. So that's a very important feature for any AI algorithm. That you are training a AI stuff, there should be a feedback mechanism wherein you should understand that AI has working or not working, or if you have to train something extra. So these are few things which, when you come to an incubation center, there would be one guy who would be expert in that domain, would teach you about it. And again, I lost track with that election one. So Hillary Clinton was there. Then this Maharashtra issue, very good example that guy gave. I don't recall his name. So Maharashtra, what happened is, in Maharashtra, there was this Modi, BJP, Shiv Sena, and every other party was along. Everybody was thinking that BJP and Shiv Sena together will form a government. Even the AI algorithm would have said that, because that was a trend and that was the news. Finally, what happened? Some other party made this. So who can predict that ways? So what is our idea? See, like we were talking earlier also, just half an hour back, that any prediction can be done through AI. You should have a good amount of data to it. But there is always an emotional quotient attached to it. So how that can be negated, how best you can do it is there. So everywhere there is a problem which is existing. Maybe we are sitting here, we are having a good conversation here. There would be n number of problems here. I don't know how many auditoriums are there, but there are ample number of auditoriums in Hyderabad. Maybe some of you guys or somebody for that matter can come up with a solution wherein that problem can be solved. Even the way of sitting, ergonomics is something which is doing well. What kind of chairs can be designed for office use? Now we have to design beds because most of our people working from home. So that is also one idea to get implemented. So on a lighter note, so that's there. Means like everywhere from thin air problems can come in. But how vigilant you are there. One thing I have seen in entrepreneurs are they are very vigilant. They know what's around me, what surrounding we are in, what kind of problem statements can come. So that kind of vigilant nature should be there. You have to, when I interact with a startup, I run around the table. It's like I sit around the table and understand. If I was a customer to it, now I am a founder to it, now I am a customer to it, I am an ex-mentor to it, what things should be possible? If that can be done and not. So that should be there. People, and I means like my office is an open door policy. Anybody can brag in and bag in and come discuss with me. Any kind of idea I'm open to. If it is a very blockbuster idea, if it is a very crap idea, I believe if I can contribute to it in any ways, I'll be very happy. So that's how people, people call me or somebody meets me somewhere. I readily give I have only one number to be displayed. I don't carry multiple numbers. Tell them, okay, fine, this day yesterday means like once one startup called me 9 in the morning. I was sitting in my office room. He said, sir, I want to interact. Okay, fine. 5 minutes, come on Google call, we'll discuss. Because I didn't have really very important to do that time, but I thought that would be important because on phone what he said, I found it very relevant to what we were trying to do. So that kind of approach is there, very approachable. I'm very approachable. A lot of people tell me also that. So that's how. Anything, means I want to ask, means like if I go on talking, what science you want me to speak on, my experience on that. Any idea to me? That would be much better. I could. Anything? Kuch bhi bolo yaar. Nothing. Huh? So I'll just keep on speaking then. See, so that's how, means like AI is going to be a future. It will repurpose Then there would be social initiative wherein people are telling that we'll lose job. That has to be done. How? Because population is exploding, increasing day by day. So everybody has the right to live. Government is there to take care of it, and startups are there to take care of it. If there is a problem, insurance, healthcare system, insurance. In the corona times, there was one very good line which was being used, that people are losing job, but healthcare professional will not lose job. So how that can happen? So these all these all things are there, that's there. And when you try and automation is something which is required, and the most amount of data which would be generated in future is through IoT devices. IoT is very important sector. It's not just the gadget what we are talking about or the sensors we are talking about. Now, one more important thing is regarding the border tension which is happening now. It has opened a plethora of opportunity for a lot of startups to come in, a lot of entrepreneurs to come in terms of medical sciences or the technologies which has been there, many things which is coming. There is again a set of ecosystem which is revolving around it. Because do you know about this SEZ zone, Special Economic Zone, which was developed earlier? So what was the idea for the government? They developed a cluster somewhere, and it was a hub and spoke model. There was a big industry. I visited this Rudrapur in Himachal. Rudrapur is one of the auto cluster there. So there are two, Bajaj was one company, Tata was one company, which was settled there. And at least I visited there some 300 to 400 units out there. Somebody was preparing a nut, bolt, and things like that. And every company was related to that company. Anything which was manufactured there. Apart from it, there were other manufacturing units which has come due to this special status which was given there. But 90% of the company was catering to that. So there can be a hub and spoke model everywhere. There can be, no, you are the next big unicorn there. You have the best idea out there. So that can be there. So now I'll be open to question, Naresh. So if people have any questions, I'll try and take that and then explain things. Please. Thank you for the question. It is very important actually. Right from the beginning, I have been telling that repurposing is happening. It's not you're losing job. You have to train yourself every day, like you're training the artificial intelligence bot. You need to train yourself. You have to grab your skills. See, automation, regulatory challenges are there. See, if there is something new which is being built, even the government is not aware of it. So government is the regulatory agencies for it. If you're building something new, it's push and pull. If you're pushing something into market, so that pushing, when it happens, then regulation comes into focus. Till date, I'm unaware. There are policies that how government will build a good AI platform or will increase if AI is $1 billion business, how it can be $1 trillion business. There are policies for it. Regulation, I'm unaware of it, if there is any regulation, because if something new is coming, like I'll give you an example. During Corona times, there have been a lot of companies which has developed through this image prediction. I know 2 companies who have taken this X-ray, because what happens in Corona, your chest, your lungs gets infected. Through X-ray also people can talk about it. Okay, fine. So what they have done is they have used that X-ray to predict if it is a Corona positive or not, or that kind of prediction. So that is a predictive tool, but it will take some time for that to mature. It cannot mature in 2-3 days time. There can be 10,000 x-rays which will require, can be 1 lakh x-rays, can be 1 million x-rays to train that intelligence. But due to this pandemic, that was a very important innovation. Even people trying to predict through that, there was no diagnostic that time, wherein you could prick in. It was developed instantaneously because India is a very good R&D setup also. There have been institutes who have done really well. That has been done. So that was one. So it cannot have a regulation that time. It can have a policy wherein the government makes a policy that what kind of predictive test is happening through the government hospital, whatever data is there can be given it to him so that it can train his algorithm well. So that kind of policies I am aware of, but I am not aware if there is a regulation. Regulation happens when you prick in. If I'm trying to prick, take out blood, or whatever manner you're, if there is a regulation where there is high risk to a life, that kind of regulation happens. AI prediction, in that there would be a internet regulation. Cyber security regulation would be one thing that you have to follow, but you need to check if you are falling in that category or not. But that kind of categorization happens. But like if you hack into someone's data, so that hacking laws will come into that. So that's there because you are on internet. So internet regulation, whatever there is, there in India or worldwide, whatever country you are in, that will follow. Apart from it, I don't see any other regulation happening. If you are cheating on the data, because if I try and hack into someone's Aadhaar card or a bank account, then only I am faulty. So that regulation, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that. Apart from it, specifically for AI, I'm unaware of it. I'm pretty sure there is no regulation right now. When there would be some risky things happening, which can be, then regulations will come. Some laws would be imposed. That is very important actually. It's not like the pulling of legs, but it is to make that thing more stronger. What regulation which comes into force? People say, "Arey, there are a lot of regulation which is happening," but I say that this regulation will make you more strong. It will not, because just talking about patents, there were earlier no patent rights. Now, gradually these patents are becoming important. Patents are nothing like a government giving you right that you are owner of this. So that regulation has come. If I have a patent, you cannot infringe it. Anybody cannot infringe it. Copyright, trademarks, nobody can infringe that. So that all regulation came, and that like trademarks and copyrights made company brand value. That increased the brand value of company. Microsoft has a copyright or a trademark to it. Windows, trademark. So that kind of stuff happened. Apple, trademark. Indian companies, Reliance, maybe everybody has a trademark. So that all came into force to give you a right, give you an asset, and give you an opportunity to brand yourself. It gave you an opportunity that if you are a thought leader or if you have developed an idea, that made you more stronger in terms of what perception you can have. In India earlier, when I have been working with patents and all for past 12, 15 years. So I see it is a very important tool which plays a very important role in the startup ecosystem. If I have something which is patentable, so we have this, it's like patent is geographical. If you take it in India, you are only liable for India. There are ways when you can take it worldwide. You have to spend money. So that's all. So worldwide, wherever, which geography if the patent is granted, so that ways you can work. So it's a very important tool. So I hope I cleared your, yeah, yes.
So what kind of jobs we can expect in future?
What kind of jobs?
Yes.
See, well, see, every kind of job is expected in future. That's very hard, very tough question to answer.
Because AI is going to
Huh?
AI is going to replace many jobs.
No, no, no. That's a wrong notion people have. AI. See, I'll give you an example. Can I have some water? Thank you. See, that's a wrong notion. Uh, how do I explain it? It would be very blunt and answering it. And uh, see, repurposing is a terminology. I'll give you an example for this corona days. What happened is anybody who is suffering from corona was, it's like people used to tell that the guy who is suffering for corona, you shouldn't meet him. He should be in isolation. So while anybody, even if it is a family member, the virus will not ask, Acha, you are a family member, I'll not get you infected. So that was a scenario. Even husband and wife were apart. So that was a scenario. So what happened is there was a need of a robot, which was that many company has developed it. Like in an isolation ward, if there is a patient out there, so a bot was there. It did not replace nurses or any staff. It did not replace doctors right now. But the way it was introduced, rather the healthcare system, now you see a lot of companies which have come up, they have repurposed the whole thing. It's not like, but you need to have a skill set, and every time you need to develop your skill to move forward.
I'm thinking psychologists may have demand in future. Is that
Yes,
true?
yes, psychologists. See, I was talking about that the one initiative will take in a while. This is very nascent to speak about it. That what would be a psychiatric thinking opportunity. Any other question? I can take two more questions. We have in short time.
As you rightly pointed out that we need large data sets to draw the conclusions for the AI, right? But we don't get that easy, right? Data sets.
Nothing is easy, brother. Either you develop it, you make it, you fake it, or you get it from somewhere. So I don't know. This question was with me, and I have asked it on multiple forums with people who is who from the industry. That startups have no access to data. How that can happen? So one solution I look into is open data sets, and that can happen only into collaboration of big people, big corporates happening there. I don't know if something of that sort is happening, because there is one AI algorithm which is being developed in collaboration with all the big industries. Google, Microsoft have collaborated with each other, and something is happening. I don't know much details about it, but the data set is problematic, because there would be hinges. Because if I start and I say, okay, fine, the same predictive tool I was talking about, the image. So that image, I have to get it from a pathology. Like Lucid is one pathology here. Yashoda Hospital, some big hospital where they have multiple data. They have automated their internal. If you go, you will first get a card there, and you go just punch in your mobile number and everything comes out. That has to be used. Again, that guy who was asking me the regulation question, there should be some regulation which can come in. That's not in my hands, but you need to search for data. Because if you want to train your data algorithm, you need data for it. If you want to train somebody in school, you should have good teachers for it. So that louder. Yeah. See, I still see everybody is using, so we cannot say that. And I'm the wrong person to ask question for this. Python I know as a snake also, but apart from it, I don't know anything. Yes.
Okay. So I have been running a startup for 2.5 years. It's a service and a product-based organization. So I stopped the startup just because of family pressure and lack of investment, but still we run in a profit based. So how can I judge myself? I mean, it was a single proprietor company, and I'm the independent. Like I ran it, the organization independently as an woman entrepreneur. So how do you judge myself? Like, am
So
I a
it's not,
loser or a
No, 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 you're not a loser. Nobody's
Okay.
a loser. Nobody is a loser in any aspect. See, when you say it was a profitable startup, I don't know why anybody will say कि profitable है बंद कर दो. I don't know the reasons behind it. Family pressure, I see somewhere. It's not like we cannot negate that fact. Because a student who comes to me, I'll talk about one of our students. He gives me, messages me, and he has recently been recognized by STPI also. So he made a robot for this corona, and it's not just for corona, it is for logistic business also, for anything, supply chain management and all, you can utilize that. So for hotels also. So what happens is his father, what I did was first strategically, I'm a mentor to that startup again, and maybe I'll become a founder also to that startup. So strategically, when he came to me, I told him, you are very late, you have 4 months. After the lockdown happened, many startups have come in news and all. So strategically, I told him, okay, fine, we have to go boom. We gave that to the media. Media was very kind. They understood the technology, they published it. Now traction happened. And then after that, his father called me. And he said, my father wants to talk to you. Fine. Well, he told me, okay, fine. Startup is good, but the education is also important. So every family has an important thing. I tell every of my students startup approaching me, fine, startups can be there, but education is also important. Don't leave your education. I'll give you an example, a very interesting example of a guy. He came to me after 10 days of calling me. I told, okay, fine, you come and meet me. He came to me. First thing he told me, sir, I'm a dropout. Right? Dropout doesn't give you a certificate because Bill Gates was a dropout. He was a dropout from Harvard. It doesn't give you a certificate that you will become successful in life. So people have to get inspiration, not get motivated with something which is not important. I was not a very bright student, but I did not get motivated. Ajay, Bill Gates is drop out, I'll also drop out. So it's like it's a personal perception, and family pressure is always there, and you as a woman have many more problems than what we men have. So government is very conducive about women entrepreneurship. You might have attended n number of programs into it. I know n number of programs wherein women entrepreneurs are given good opportunities for it. So these all are very personal kind of approach. I would be a wrong person. It's better you ask your friends and family, why did you do that? Why you pressurized me? Because that's something you have to manage. So I know startups whose family are not very great about the startup thing, but when they do well, when you started, I'll give you an example of my brother. When he studied, after that he got a job, and my father being an entrepreneur, he said, I'll not do job, I'll join you. So that time my father used to say, go work somewhere, have experience, then come after a few years. These all X, Y, Z what happened. Now my father is a proud father, because he said that now I know my son is doing well. So if you do well, nobody is going to stop you. And I know people who are just flaunting around, nothing doing, just told, I'll do a startup. Okay, startup aise nahi hota bro. Anything. That doesn't happen. It's a high risk thing. And no family member, even me for that matter, if I don't see that outcome, I'll never instigate. If I see, because I have been in the startup field, I have 2 daughters. So I love my daughters to be a startup entrepreneurs. I'll get them trained somehow. I'll try. But if they don't have that kind of emotional attachment or something up to that, so they will not do it. But me, I'm a very big fan of this 3 Idiots movie. I have never told that my daughter will become a doctor or IAS or something of that sort, but whatever she wants to do, whatever looks greener, I'll never tell her ki okay, artificial intelligence is something. They are just recent people are now training their small children into coding. Coding is the next big thing. Everybody knows that. I have never asked my daughter ki अरे तुम भी code करो यार, why you are doing it. So that's perspective. That you have to manage somehow. But I cannot do that. I cannot. If somebody comes to me, takes a personal opinion about it, I can give a personal opinion. But I cannot direct. And for this world has changed now. Nobody can direct anybody. So that's it.
Hi.
Yeah.
What is your perception on ROG AI and responsible AI?
What is that? ROG?
ROG, R-O-U-G-E, ROG AI and responsible AI. Means what is your thought on ethicality of the AI?
See, this terminology I have not heard actually. But thank you for giving me to these words. I'll go and read about it. But as far as I understand what the question you are trying to ask is, again, that comes to the regulation what he's talking about.
No. It's not about the regulation. It is something like this, that ethicality. That I
Yeah,
have the
that's
technology, I can do it, so I'm doing it. But whether it is necessary or not, nobody knows.
Yeah, misusing, then regulation happens.
No. The point here is, let's take an example, giving an example.
Yes.
Like in USA and in many other advanced countries, they have a robots that they will treat their children as like a mother, right? Their voice, their emotions, their touch feelability, they will treat the kids like a mother. And they feel, and when the kids come and ran to the robot, they will hug the kids in air like a mother. So there comes the ethicality. Do we really need this kind of AI in the market?
See, I'll give you a very basic answer to it. Means like, let me, whatever I have understood through your question. See, startup and everything, what I said in my earlier conversation was that you need to have a paying customers. It's your personal perspective and ethics. You can create a ethics. For me, that ethics work that you said that bot being a mother, I don't know how good it would be, but I know Jarvis in a movie. He's a good fighter. He is good, everything. He's a avenger by himself, saving the world. So that ethical issues is nothing when it comes to it's like see, I'll sound a bit controversial here, but whatever ethics you have may not be with me. I wouldn't have a time that I can be a mother or father somewhere. So I'll ask somebody, my maid, to be there. So if a robot is doing something like that, I don't know if it is acceptable. I'll give you another example. There was a showroom in Bangalore which came into where they had mirrors. You don't have to go change in the changing room and go and see in the mirror like this. But that failed. Nobody went to the. Initially, it had a very good traction. Everybody, array, there is some AI happening there, and that should happen. But now nobody goes there because there is always an emotional quotient attached to it. But sir, I don't want to be controversial in my statement. Ethics is always there. Ethical, you should be ethical everywhere. But technology, as you said, if there are paying customers, that is useful. Because there would be a part of population who would love to pay for it. And that's there. Businesses, all, you should have paying customers, opportunity. So if you have an opportunity, I'll develop it. And if you have paying customers, you will do well in life. And that will percolate into the society, somehow or somewhere. So ethics is always there. Please be ethical in your business. If you are ethical, you are good. Don't be unethical. Please.
We have a different, like in our applications, we have like nearly 300 applications are there. So whether data center is, our inbuilt data center is best, or like AWS or Google Cloud is best? Like,
See, now this cloud is something which is doing well. Inbuilt, some of the algorithms which has to be trained inbuilt. One of my startup had this laptop as a server. So we have a server at our campus for our incubation center. If you want to use it, it depends actually. But generally, cloud people say that the infrastructure cost has increased. The cloud is much better. Third parties are there. But it will be depending upon the management how they want to do. But nobody will create such huge, bada machines. That's everybody is now going towards cloud. Okay, thank you so much. It was great interacting, and look forward for. I hope I could convince some of the people. That's a new crowd for me. Generally, students, startups listen. I'll try and be better next time. And thank you so much for being patient, and good questions were there. If there is some other questions which I can take it outside, please feel free to get in touch with us. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. I know all of you have a lot of questions, but we are running short of time. We'll definitely share sir's number and his email ID. You can definitely, write your questions to him. So I hand over the mic to Naresh for a vote of thanks. Your friend, you need to thank him. So yeah, Naresh is the one who introduced Mr. Sinha to us. So we should be thankful to Naresh.
Thanks, Prashant, for taking time and coming to us. So we all understand what Prashant talking about the ecosystem and the startup, right? So in a way, we can relate to a ecosystem because we have investor like Ash, who's really supportive to us building our applications. At the same time, we have the product managers and product owners who can take care of the market analysis and doing the competitive analysis and coming up with the USPs and all. And we have a great development team as well. So look forward, let's say win it to win it. Thank you very much.